Hey sports fans, this is Stephen Hill for JustMyPicks.com, bringing you a very special breakdown of the Miami Dolphins taking on the Denver Broncos. But before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now so you can get all the updates from JustMyPicks.com. Now to hop right into things. Looking at both these teams coming into this matchup, the Miami Dolphins coming off a win against the Buffalo Bills, the Denver Broncos coming off a loss versus the St. Louis Rams, I would think that this would be mismatch. I would think that these guys would be the opposite, and the Denver Broncos would be coming off a win, and the Dolphins would be coming off a loss. But the Miami Dolphins has showed us the offense can be as bad as it wants to be, but the defense is going to stand up, and the defense is going to do what it needs to do. Now, when you're looking at just how these teams operate, it's complete opposite. The offense for the Denver Broncos is the juggernaut. The defense is not so good for the Broncos, but when you look on the other side, the defense is supreme. One of the best in the NFL if you're the Miami Dolphins, and the offense is stagnant at best. They can score sometimes, but you don't know where the offense is really coming from in this offense for the Dolphins. You know, Mike Wallace, he can go off one game. You know, you have Clay, the tight end, that can go off in one game. Running backs go off fairly sometimes, but for the most part, the Denver Broncos, you know, the wide receivers and the tight end Julius Thomas are the bread and butter. So you know Wes Welker, you know one healthy Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas, things like that, and those guys get the ball moving for the Denver Broncos. Now in this football game, they're going to be in Denver. Coming from Miami, and you're looking at how they play, they're used to the heat, but playing in an elevated climate could be something different from them. You don't know how their conditioning is, but in playing in that heat, you have to have some type of excellent conditioning. Peyton Manning will be challenged several times in this football game because Brent Grimes will come at him. Cortland Finnegan will come at him. He'll have some guys on corner that traditionally he doesn't really play well against. When you have those guys that have the ability to be number one corners and they play one particular wide receiver, Brent Grimes is a hell of a cornerback. And he will go after Demaryius Thomas. He will go after Julius Thomas. He'll go after whoever they ask him to go after. And they'll scheme to that player. He'll sit him like a Darrell Revis and sit him on him and basically follow him the whole entire game. So it's incredible what Brent Grimes has done, former member of the Atlanta Falcons, now with the Miami Dolphins. It's just what they use him as a defensive weapon. He has so many skill traits. He can jump very high. He's very fast. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a chess match. And Philbin is going to have to figure out ways to score offense because Denver Broncos, after losing to the St. Louis Rams and only mustering up that 7 points, I think that they're going to be pissed off and they're going to have to come out and win this football game. Not only to win, but to try to keep in the same scenario as far as winning in the same bracket with the Chiefs and the Patriots, because these guys are winning football games at an alarming rate and they are getting hot at the right time. And this is the wrong time to start struggling if you're the Denver Broncos. So they have to keep pace with that. And I think that they'll come out and they'll make it an emphasis to throw the football to Demaryius Thomas, to, if Emmanuel Sanders clears his concussion test, him, Wes Welker. They're going to get these guys into the football game early and often with little passes and then go deep, explode deep down the field. Now, does this mean that the Miami Dolphins are just going to roll over? No, it does not. But you have to realize when Peyton Manning's coming off a loss, there's a good chance that he's going to come back with a victory the very next week because he studies so much, because he watches so much film, because he gets out on that practice field for so long with those wide receivers and tight ends and offensive linemen. It's kind of like an orchestra. He's the maestro in making sure everybody gets to where they have to be, and he's doing the exact thing that he needs them to do to get better. Each and every week he's correcting little mistakes, and this offense is improving almost each and every week that we've seen them play. So I think Peyton Manning has cooled off a little bit. Now it's time to heat back up and going into the playoff race. And I think the Denver Broncos are going to give the Miami Dolphins just too little much that they can handle this Sunday. And I think the Denver Broncos will come out victorious in this football game. All you Dolphins fans, all you Broncos fans, leave your comments in the comment section below and check out JustMyPicks.com for all the breaking news, all the updates, and all the predictions from me, Stephen A. of JustMyPicks.com. Thank you very much. Please share this video in your Facebook group so we can debate with you and all your sports loving friends. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week for week 13.